hold on a second. We just spent the past 5 minutes me sort of bragging about my little camera setup here. I just noticed you have a little. Yeah, is that a what the? It's like you. Somebody put a light behind him. It's like
People are like afraid to ask people for help or like, oh, where can I find this? You know, because
Google it.
they're just
you can
Google it. Oh, where can I find a pair of socks in Walmart or in Target? Two guys from two worlds. This is the flip side. New episodes uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Now, your hosts, two guys who believe they're still relevant today, Jay and Noel. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are running quite late today. Not like it's going to make a difference. It is Saturday, March the 25th in the US of A, the 26th in the Philippines, where Noel is. Welcome to the flip side with Jay and Noel. My name is Jay. What up?
My name is Noel. Hey, 9:30 in the morning here.
Yep. 9:30 in the AM in the Philippines,
Wait.
where Noel is.
Hold on a second.
What?
Hold on a second. We just spent the past 5 minutes me sort of bragging about my little camera setup here. I just noticed you have a little. Yeah, is that a what the? It's like you. Somebody put a light behind him. There's like a little background game going on back there.
It's just trying to put something going on because it's so dead when you look at just the little curtains that I have. You know what I mean? So I figured I'd put a little halo.
No, no. But the whole time I was like, we were off air. We weren't recording yet. I was talking about my new camera setup here, which you blown away, blew all your hair out.
Yeah.
And that whole time that we were talking, I didn't notice that or did you just turn it on just when we switched to recording?
When we just switched recording, I just turned it on.
So here I was biting my tongue for the past couple of days to not tell you about this, surprise you about this whole camera setup.
It looks amazing.
Thank you. Again, pat myself on the back here.
That's right. It's a little annoying to have that little mic stand in front of you there.
But I'm showing off the camera like blurry feature, whatever. But no, point is I was trying to be discreet about my little surprise for you. And then I'll move the mic in just a second. I was trying to be discreet about the surprise for you. Only for the whole surprise to be twisted around in my head when I turn on the camera now.
It's just like a little halo light. That's it, It makes it because I was gonna say something earlier when we started because this makes it so much brighter.
Did y'all see that? Like a little like touch screen microphone.
That's right. Look at that.
Like, see how sensitive. See how sensitive that freaking microphone is.
That's awesome.
Like a little bit of a competition here.
Hey man, I'm not competing.
And mine is like literally hanging on by a string.
Listen, for the past 20 episodes, you've literally sat there and made me sound like I was in a toilet.
No, that was unintentional, my friend.
Yes, I know, because it was just my whole mic situation. But now it sounds 100 times better.
You know how you just also shut your mouth about Noel, like try to be a little decent and wear a decent shirt and not like your pajamas to this recording all the time. I know you shut your mouth about that too. You never said anything about it. You were just being a gentleman.
Wow.
But deep inside, I knew it was like, curling your toes, seeing my pajamas every time we record.
This guy needs to take a shower.
and I know it in sa Tagalog, like pumutok ang butche, like your blood was really boiling when I wore that shirt with a little hole on it.
Yes, it was, and it's very, very, very disconcerting, and it's uncomfortable as hell.
Didn't it ever occur to you like to be like, and I really want to do a podcast with this guy?
No,
for sure.
No second thoughts. There was no second thoughts whatsoever. The only thing that really bothered me, and I wouldn't say it bothered me in a bad way. It's like he sounded so well with his mic setup. Because I mean, I just sounded like I said, I sounded like a guy that was just sitting in the toilet doing a podcast, you know?
Which you did. A
Yeah.
podcast, a toilet in China, to
Correct.
be exact. Yeah.
Yeah, probably, you know.
But you know
And
what they say about movies? Sound is half the picture.
huh?
You ever hear that term before?
No.
Maybe it's an editor technical thing. Yeah, where you gotta focus so much on your sound as much as you do on your visual picture thing. So yes, you're
Oh.
watching. So yes, you're watching Top Gun or whatever blockbuster movie that you're watching. But 50% of what you're watching that sounds so wonderful, those jet engines and everything, it wouldn't be the movie wouldn't be as good, which I haven't seen, by the way. The movie wouldn't be as good if the sound was, you know, wasn't as good.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
yeah, so that's the quote. So that's the philosophy or the phrase that I heard that was saying of 50% of a good picture is good sound.
Touche. But this morning, today, when you just logged on and whatnot and showed me the mic setup, I don't know. I got a little disturbed by it.
What do you mean?
Oh no, I was surprised, and I like it. It's a great
The
setup.
the mic setup? You mean the camera
The
setup?
camera setup, but I'm
Uh
jealous. Once
uh.
again, I find myself racing to the finish line and getting the proper setup as opposed to you.
You mean racing to Amazon looking for Noel, which one's the best that I'm here? And then next thing I know, it's like
Heck
knocking
yeah.
at your door and you're trying to set it up.
Well, I couldn't wait. The options that I was asking you help for, I sent Noel links to from Amazon in regards to what mic I should get. This was one of the mics that I sent to him as an option, but he wasn't responding, So back in my brain, I'm like thinking maybe he's just jealous. So I just,
Time zone difference.
well, not time zone difference. So I just decided, you know what, screw it, pull the trigger and let's go. And then here I am, came to the door the next
Must
day.
I must say though, they that what do they call that light in the back? The background light. That's like a proper technical term for it for,
Yeah, I
us
don't know what it's called.
videographers. But the good thing about what you just did, and the reason why it's a good thing and why they suggest that you put something like that behind you, is for you to separate yourself from the background.
Correct. That's
So
why
in
I
other
did it.
words, but I gotta say, sir, it perfectly accentuates your bald head. So
Right. Like I said, it's like a halo, right? Look, 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 and it's perfectly round right there now. But dude, you look like you're holding a dildo. That's not a.
that's it.
What the hell is that? What is that?
uh, it's a lamp.
Well, I mean,
You see it?
yeah, that's true. Okay. Right. But I like that
Okay.
setup better. I'm now I want that setup. The only reason I got this little light is because, well, I've had this light. This is actually my camera light for my when I used to do photography and whatnot. But
Oh, bro, wait. Before I forget to say, I forgot to change the battery on the camera that I'm using right now. Like I said, it's not charging, or
okay.
it's still depleting, so it could just die any maybe 15 minutes, half an hour from now. Just to give you a little heads up in
Is that
case
going to
I
switch back to the other camera?
I don't think so. It'll just turn black and we'll have to stop recording and then we move on as if nothing happened.
That sounds good. Yeah, let's go.
You see what I just did here?
Yeah.
I'm trying to like I'm trying to take the shadow away from my face right now to make my face look a little prettier.
There you go.
There you go. How does that look?
Looks good. No,
All
there's
right.
still shadows actually stronger.
Oh, it's even worse.
Yeah. There you
Okay,
go.
forget it. Anyway, I'm not going to be taking this string off. This is my trademark sort of for now. For
Is
now.
that really
It's
holding your mic up the whole time?
Yeah, because it's sagging like a limp dick
Yeah,
when you
because it's
after
loose already.
after 5 minutes. Yeah, because the screws are made in China. So
Wow. Um, Anyway, yeah. So welcome to
How
the
you
show, guys. Today is episode 25. We do apologize that 23 and 24 are not up yet.
as we
Um,
speak,
as we speak, it's kind of it's been a hectic week actually for
or
both of us, huh?
or is this the beginning of the downfall?
I don't
Or
know. I
is this
think we've
is this
kind
the
of concentrated too much on
is this the
trying to
beginning of the end?
it could be, maybe, but I don't think so. I think it's more like we're just concentrating on the aesthetics, so to speak, of like this
A
whole
little
thing.
a little too much, but if you notice, we're not really talking about anything. This is really a podcast much to do about nothing.
Touche. Touche.
Oh
Absolutely.
no, but we did start off with a 30-year catch up spree. That's what our marketing thing was all about.
Correct.
That's why Anthony was somehow brave enough to get on the podcast with us. But because do it for the legacy, do it for the memories, do it for the friendship, and
Correct.
then that's why he was in.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Whatever.
But
Now,
you're really not gonna give me that moment, are you?
I
I'm
mean, it's kind of hard right now. I'm a little jealous of your setup. Now, you look like you're in a studio. I look like I'm in front of a green screen about to give you the newscast. You know, I'm Doon sa Tondo, ngayon, ang sabi nila ay maraming mga, you
yeah.
know,
And then, but here I am, like with a little
look at
intimate,
you.
it's
Yeah,
just
I'm like, it's just not, it's never consistent, man. It's never consistent. It's okay. That's all right. I'm going to catch up to that eventually. By the next episode, I'm going to have the same setup. Yeah,
hey,
hopefully.
speaking of episodes and the podcast, and we'll get to your week and your like whatever happened to you for dinner tonight in just a second. But I
Mm.
can't help but notice that our subscriber count on the YouTube channel, I don't know what's going on with Spotify, but for YouTube, we looks like we've sort of plateaued already, brother. We're at like 620 subscribers as we speak, 37 videos up live.
How long has
I
it
think
been? Has it been
I
like
think
that for a while?
I think that's it for the past week. I think.
Oh, what's going on, people? I mean,
So
people, it looks like people are still, for whatever reason, the other episodes, it looks like it's going up.
maybe, oh, is it? Are they? You mean the
Yeah.
views are
Yeah. The
going
views are
up,
going up. Yeah.
but the subscriber count, that's the one that's not moving. Maybe
Correct.
this whole catching up on 30 years not being in touch for a long time since high school and just talking about family and life now, it's just gotten boring already.
It
Nobody really wants
feels,
to hear that kind of crap.
it does feel like we haven't really been active on the pages as much, to be honest with you. But
Oh,
you know what I mean?
right. So it circles back to what you were saying. We've gotten a little busy, gotten a little lackadaisy, if that's another word that I'm using new words that I'm learning on the podcast actually. And there was another. Oh yeah, speaking of which, can I just squeeze this one in again before we get to your story?
Yeah.
Um, I didn't think it would be like this. But
Okay.
I have a couple of friends that how they sort of introduce a little bit of their words to you, and it kind of just sticks every time I use that word. It reminds me of them, and I appreciate it for them sort of helping me with new vocabulary words, whatever.
What are you talking
What
about, dude?
I have a couple of friends that are much smarter than me, and they're you know he just anyway words that I don't even know how to spell. So they would share like, oh, that's so gratuitous, and then I was like, what does gratuitous even mean? And then they would share it, and every time I hear the word gratuitous, I get reminded of whoever shared that with me. Or whenever I pick up a camera now, the first person that ever lent me a camera when I was a teenager was my aunt Christine,
Yeah.
and I think and remember her every time I pick up a camera, especially a new camera. So yeah, she was the uh daring and willing victim because I was like 10, 11, 12, asking if I can use her camera, and if I could drop it, it breaks, right?
Right, right,
And
right.
she just lent it to me and never actually asked for it back because she saw that I was shooting videos with you and Anthony.
So that was her camera,
That was
the
her
one in
camera.
the Daily City.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We would visit. She would visit from the Philippines. She'd go over there, visit like with her kid.
Hmm.
On vacation, whatever. I guess she hardly used the camera. I was sort of the designated, uh, cameraman of the family, and she just, I guess, as long as the camera was working, she was happy, and I was taking family videos, and she was fine with it.
Well, that's kind of cool.
And that's kind of got me started with this whole, videography thing. And here I am sitting in front of a camera talking to you on a podcast.
Yay.
Circles back.
Full
God, did you
circles, man.
did you did you really make a clap? Like,
Yeah. Why, it didn't sound good?
no, I didn't hear it at all.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Really?
I wonder if can you hear this?
Yeah, I can.
Here we are. We're
Yeah,
clapping on
I can hear
on the
that.
microphone.
Can you hear this?
None.
None?
Wow, so high.
None?
I don't know if that's Zoom or your microphone, but I can't hear
That's
anything.
awesome, huh? That
Wow.
that really doesn't it really doesn't pick up anything.
You can be having like, you know, squeaky nasty sounds going on around you, and people won't be able to hear what's going on.
So I could be watching porn in the background.
Well, you could be watching or you can be
Well,
doing.
no, that's a bit too much there. You know what I mean?
I
Stop,
prefer to be
stop,
doing than
calm
watching,
down,
actually.
calm down. Oh,
That's
stop it,
pretty.
stop it! Don't bite. Stop.
Oh, dude, I don't know if my 11-year, how old is my son? I don't know if my 9 turning 10-year-old son is watching porn or not. But yesterday, so I was up on a visit, right?
Right.
We were on a motorcycle. We were sort of driving around the neighborhood. We didn't tell the mom, by the way, but she
That
eventually
you didn't
found
tell the
out.
mom that you drove around the neighborhood.
Yeah, and she found out until when we got back, right?
Right.
In the middle of riding the motorcycle, and I don't think this will embarrass my son if he ever watches in the future, but whatever, dude. But he goes, bro. I mean, bro, no, dad. You put the you put the you put the penis in the anus, right? That's how you make babies,
What? How old is he?
right? Exactly.
And he's
But he
talking
didn't.
about the back door already.
Exactly. So I don't know if he is
Jesus.
if he is watching porn. I don't know what kind of porn he's watching, but
Goddamn heathen, man.
it's not the kind that I would suggest, right? So I was like, first of all, where did you get that information? Second, that's wrong information. And of course, I had to explain the whole, I had that talk with him.
Right.
But, it was like it was like a 10-second talk. It wasn't really like an elaborate biology lesson. We were, on the motorcycle, stopping for humps, slowing down kind of thing. Oh no, because it started because I was on the motorcycle and he got on, right? But he got on in front of me. And
Right.
I was like, son, anak, slow down. You're sitting on my private parts. And it was like, oops, sorry, and like that. It's like, oh, you put the penis in the anus, right? If you want to make babies.
That's kind of weird, dude. That's a little weird, bro. That's like out of nowhere that comes up.
It blew my hair out, and I didn't want to
Do you think
over.
that he's watching like gay porn?
He could be, probably not on purpose. Maybe it was just one of those things that came out. That didn't come out right, but I don't know. But he was just genuinely asking. He wasn't like, I'm watching porn. He wasn't. It did
Right.
it. I don't know where he got the information from, but it was it. But you're right. It could be porn because it was so specific. Or maybe they have.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have sex education in school already. But no, anyway, yeah. So
I
he,
don't
he, he
think
was basically,
not yet, but 11 is a he's 11 you said, right?
no, 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 9 turning 10.
Shit. That's really early, bro.
Yeah.
That's really early, and I don't know, but maybe if he is like venturing into it, I mean, I have heard people like at that age like start watching, but
Oh, yeah. So that's where it ended. I said, whatever the information is, just because first he was asking me for like tuition fee, right? And calling me like a loser dad for not being able to help him financially with his tuition fee, blah blah blah.
hold
So
on,
I
no, 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 he said that.
a little bit, whatever. I mean, we were just sort of making light of the situation. Let's not get into that too much. I know it's something off air that we could just talk about, but thing
Okay,
is, so we were just sort of making light of it, right?
right.
And then it was nice because I was able to sort of circle back to the topic that was like 5, 10, 15 minutes ago. And then when he mentioned about the anus and making babies and all that, because if you make babies now when you're 9 turning 10 years old, you're not going to be able to pay for the for the financial needs of your baby, and I'm going to be calling you a loser dad. Okay, so don't be doing that right now. So that's how he knows not to make babies.
That's that's the solution
i i
for
was
him
able
not
i,
to
I
have
was
sex.
I was able to turn the negative topic into a positive one. I think he learned the lesson. I think he got the point because of his real life experience
Right,
example,
right.
right? So he gets it.
If he gets
That's
it,
it.
he gets it.
I hope he does. But that's what I'm afraid of because he's got like girl neighbors, kids that he plays with,
Like
and he
same
comes
age or
over
older?
6, 7, 8, 9,
Uh-oh.
a little younger. Oh, but I was teasing him like, do you have a crush on this little, girl playmate girl that you're playing with, blah blah blah, like that, because you play with her a lot. And he
Right.
looked at me like, Dad, look at me. Why would I have a crush on a 6-year-old? I'm 9.
See, that thinking right there is quite mature. So maybe he is venturing on into like watching porn. You know what I mean?
So I
That's
was like,
crazy. That's crazy scary. That is crazy scary.
right on. Why would you have a crush on a 6-year-old? Because you're
Right.
9. Yeah. Why? So
That's kind of
positive thing about my visit yesterday, though. Uh, by the way, thanks to my girlfriend Christine who suggested this. We found like a little, not a board game, but one of those games where you got like little chips and then anyway, it's like a game that we were playing. It's not a board game, but
Connect
it's
Four.
got, that game,
I was just playing with my daughter last night.
dude.
I'm not
We
even
spent
kidding.
practically we spent practically 90 minutes, except for the time that I went to the toilet and put some water for the dogs to drink. 90% of my visit yesterday, and it was my first time playing also. We were just
Right.
we were so happy to be playing
Yeah.
yesterday the whole time for
My
like,
little, I was teaching my little daughter, my little 2.5-year-old daughter, how to play, and she got it. She understood the concept, although I kept wanting still, but she kept wanting to
uh,
play. And we played for it for like half an hour.
we were playing for 4 hours yesterday.
Wow.
That's
That's
practically
crazy,
how long
man.
my visits are. And yeah, he's just like, Dad, one more round, and I'm like, are you ready to lose? You know, I was
That's
doing
awesome,
my
though.
daddy antics. Yeah, and then the funny part was, I also got him like little Lego figurines, right? And I
Right.
was like, I'll give you this Lego. I'll give you the hand if you win this game, and then I'll give you the other hand. Take it apart. I'll give you the other hand if you win the next game. And I wouldn't let him. I wouldn't let him win. He'd really beat me.
Really. Hey, let me ask you a
So
question real quick. Speaking of like bringing gifts to your kids, so I think my wife is like thinking that, or she's not exactly in full support of the fact that almost every other day I come home and have like a little surprise for my little daughter. I was like,
mm,
it's too much. You know, my wife's saying like it's
mm,
too much. That's why she's so
mm,
spoiled, you know. She's
mm,
acting like a
mm,
little entitled and whatnot.
mm. I
And
am I have been consciously not giving and purposely not giving my son anything except, yesterday and the past couple of visits, just for
really,
fun. But
I,
because of that thinking right there. Yeah.
Right. But I'm having a hard time though. It's like as much as I don't want to, but in my head, I guess it's because of her reactions to it. She's like,
It's addicting. You know what you
Yeah,
need? You know what you need?
what?
Oh, but you already have a dog. But I was gonna say, if you're addicted to that feeling, do that to your dog. Like get something for your dog, like a little treat, so
It's
that
not
your
the
dog is always.
same. It's
Isn't your
not the
dog
same.
happy to see you every time you get home?
Every time, tails wagging everywhere, always climbing on me, paws on my
So that's
thighs and whatnot. And
not
him,
enough. You got to get it from your daughter too.
it's not enough. The way she just does it, it's just so freaking adorable, and it's too much sometimes. Like so. I used to buy, like, I gotta admit, I'm like, I'll buy like $20-$30 worth of this and that and whatever I do, come and bring it home surprise.
Yeah.
But obviously, it adds up.
Why
So
not get stuff for your wife?
I, no, I'm just
You,
kidding.
reaction's not good enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wife is like, it's got to be more expensive, or no, I'm just kidding. No, um, basically, so what I ended up doing is like I'll go to the dollar store or Five Below and
Mm.
buy like a bunch of spend like $20 and have like 5 or 10 items with me. And then throughout the week, I'll give
Oh.
her throughout each day, I'll give her one at a time. You know what I mean? So at least it's cheaper
Uh.
that way. But it doesn't matter if it's really small Barbie figurine, or it could be just a small packet of like Barbie's clothes and whatnot. And she enjoys it. She loves it.
That's the
Yeah.
problem with my son when I try to do the same thing, dollar store, and he's like, "Dad, this is a cheap gift.
Uh,
Why don't you get me
luckily,
something
my
more?" He'd literally be like, "Why don't you get me something more expensive? This is cheap. Don't you love
that's
me?"
that's a bit too
I'm like,
drastic.
I'm like,
I hope
hey,
it doesn't get right there with my wife, with my kids, with my
I was like,
daughter.
this is not the only way that I show love to you. Okay, you better
Right.
get this on your that thick skull of yours. It's like, but it's nice because he's got I can see that he's like sort of playing chess in his head.
Right. Trying
Trying
to
to
see like how far he can get away with things.
how far he can get away, and at the same time, like, is he funny, not funny? Should I be sarcastic? Or he's experimenting with me, which is
Right.
what I feel good about. most
Right.
most good about is that he feels comfortable. The sex thing, for example, uh the porn thing. He doesn't quite talk to me about that yet. I mean, he's not like open.
Right.
He does get embarrassed, but I think I pat myself on the back again for him being, at the very least, um yeah, just somehow open to telling me what's sort of going on in that thick skull of his.
Right. Right. It's it's
What's going
it's
on.
it's scary though how quick these kids nowadays just develop their brains, how they attach to like
Yeah.
everything so quick. But going back to this whole surprise gifts thing every day, it's just,
Right.
and it
Every
sucks.
day.
I mean, every other day now. It used to be every day, but now it's like every other day. I mean, I showed you the video of the
Yeah.
shelves of all the toys
Right.
that she has right there. It's ridiculous. It's too much. I know
are,
it's
are
my
you
fault because I'm spoiling her, but now I'm like thinking to myself, this is getting out of hand.
what
Yeah.
are you trying to accomplish with that? What do you think you're trying to teach? What do you think you're teaching your daughter?
I don't
and
know. I
and
don't think I
how do you
don't.
think the rest of the family, this is why I'm going to be a bad therapist or psychologist, because I'll be like arguing with the client. um but what do you think are the other kids in the house, even your wife included, would be thinking when you get your daughter gifts all the time and you don't get them anything?
Well, my other kids are too damn spoiled to begin with. Anyway, the older kids, they're spoiled as well. They almost get everything they want. They act like they're privileged sometimes. It's annoying, but I love them. They're my kids.
Did you
Uh,
get them stuff too every day when they were young?
yes. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I
And you
mean,
haven't learned?
I have to admit, I'm a little bit skewed to this because with my son, not as much, to be honest with you, just to be
Mm,
completely honest. But when it comes to my daughters,
mm.
even the older one, as annoying as it is and whatnot, shit, sometimes it's just hard to say no. It's not because I don't want them to get disappointed, but I don't know. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. I
Well, you
think
said it.
yeah, I think it's gotten to that point, you know. Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out.
I think I'm bowing down to the fact that yes, I'm finally accepting the fact that I'm a sucker.
I think you've made my point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. What else can I say? What else can I do? How else am I supposed to look at it as? That's so sad. I just realized that just now. I'm a sucker to them. All right. Not to everybody else, but I'm sad all of a sudden. I'm feeling sad.
How
Nice,
are we, gentlemen?
nice to hear from you, sir.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, we are back and we've got Ants back joining us just to panel in. How's everybody doing?
Oh,
You
doing all right. Doing all right. Yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad.
you caught us. You when you jumped in, Ants, we were in the middle of switching to another recording because we're using like a free account in Zoom. We were running out of time. I switched batteries. I turned the camera back on, and I just spent the first half of the show, first half hour, gloating here, showing off to Jason my new camera setup, and then now it doesn't want to turn back on. But you hopped in, so that's good news.
With amazing see clear sign that his camera is just 10 times better. But he purposely did not share that information to me because he wanted to one up me again. And karma's a bitch.
Like, look at how you're rolling your eyes, or like your eyes are rolling to the back of your head when you're saying, "Oh, karma's a bitch."
Anyway,
What
well,
happened to
thanks
your
for joining us, Ants.
what happened to
Yeah,
your
thank
Halo
you.
though? No, when you before you joined in, Ants, Jason also here had like a Halo behind him. He like had like a nice little set up background. It's still there. It looks
It's still
different.
here.
Oh no, it looks like your camera adjusted to your face and not the halo in the background like it did a while ago.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I
You
just
just
turned it off.
you hit
I
your
just
face on the
smacked my
microphone.
mouth with the mic. Anyway,
Anthony,
Yes, sir.
I was thinking that next time if you're too busy for work, you're in the middle of the grocery, whatever it is that you might be doing, you should feel a little bit of an obligation to click that link and join us on the podcast, no matter what you're doing, even if you're in the can. Like
even if you're mid wipe, who cares? Just do it.
Mid
in
wipe, huh? Mid
or
wipe.
in the middle of trying to erase the skid marks on your toilet bowl. No, but point is just like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, just to say hi, hello, catch up on the 30-year friendship that we've missed out on being friends for each other.
Okay.
Kind
I
of.
mean, I mean, come on, man. Now you're just making it sound like it's a worthless piece of
I'm just trying to make light of the dramatic situation. What you been up to? What's been keeping you busy, man?
Well, as of lately, there's a remodel happening at my gym, so we're swapping out the flooring. They're putting in rubberized matting wall to wall. They're putting new MMA matting under the bags and all that stuff, and switching out the cage. So that's a little bit of I guess, like a grand reopening. So there's a lot of marketing that we're doing,
Uh,
spreading the word, getting the word out that hey, you're gonna have a new facelift in the gym.
nice.
It's been around for
does
17 years, so it's
is
been kind of keeping me busy.
wow,
You know,
17 years. That gym must stink already.
it smell according to people, it smells like nothing, which is good.
Really?
I'd rather it smell like nothing than heat.
Are the mats on the floor do they start having like ass cheek imprints already?
Well, I mean, they're there with a sweaty person, and then they evaporate like everything else. And you have to,
Good.
How
you know,
often do you have to like spritz that down and like wipe
oh,
it off and sanitize it?
immediately after use.
Really?
Immediately after use. Yeah, that's the golden rule. I mean, if you're going to sit down somewhere,
Yeah,
you're going to make contact with something, it's in your sweat.
Right.
Imagine if you're at a regular gym, you're working out, right? You're,
of
you're
course.
you work in your chest, and then you just leave your sweat there. That's not cool. So basic gym etiquette: once anyone touches it, it has to be sprayed down ASAP. So if it's a class, yeah, right away.
Can you imagine picking up a dumbbell at the gym, right? And then all of a sudden your hand slips because it's all gross and disgusting from somebody's sweaty hands.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that is not cool.
Wait, going back to Anthony's sweaty gym mat. Who's supposed to be wiping it down? The student, or do you have somebody wiping down everybody else's sweat?
I mean, our staff will do it, but all of our members and the staff themselves, it's just part of the gym culture. So anyone who uses
Yeah,
whatever, they should immediately wipe down their
that's actually
station.
standard at Noel. And any particular equipment that you use at the
Mm,
gym
mm,
doesn't matter if it's the rowing machine or
I hear
whatever.
you. I hear
And you
you.
gotta wipe it down. I mean,
But every
you
once in a
probably
while,
wouldn't know
you will
since you
get
haven't been to the gym for like 2 decades now.
Uh,
but you
yeah.
will get a person once in a while that likes to leave a present for somebody else.
Nice.
And there's
Re the reason why I kind of brought that up, one of the first culture shocks that I had when I moved back here was at the well, no, surprisingly enough, on the gyms here, people seem to have that good etiquette to like just like what Anthony's talking about, culture inside the gym. But fast food restaurants here, guys, that's the one thing that I was griping about. Like we don't have that culture where we wipe off after ourselves, clean as you go in fast food restaurants here,
What do you mean
especially.
on the tables itself?
Dude, like literally after eating, people will just stand up and leave with
What?
with food on the table, tray, everything, garbage on the table, just stand up and leave. And then
I
it's
mean,
like, what
obviously, you're not talking about regular restaurant. We're talking about like fast food, like a McDonald's or a Jollibee.
exactly? Would just stand up and leave. Like, why? Why would you do that? Oh, we're paying servers or we're paying the crew, the staff to do that to clean up after you.
Uh,
mm,
I don't know. I mean, here that kind of sucks that they do that in the Philippines, though.
Which circles back to why you were telling me. So at first I was doing that, right? I was, picking up after myself, looking for the garbage can. But sometimes either the garbage can's too full, staff didn't clean it and clear it out,
Right?
and I wouldn't know what to do with my tray. So eventually I would also just stand up and leave. Now, it kind of circles back to you sort of taking note of the way I've been driving. Same thing. If
Yeah.
you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of sucks, though. Honestly, I don't think I can find myself doing something like that. Even if the trash is full, I usually just typically put everything in the tray and then put it on top of the trash bin, not
Right.
inside on top. So at least it's within the same vicinity.
And then sometimes that's full too.
That's true.
and what you're
Well,
supposed to do is you're supposed to inform the staff, hey, your trash cans need to be serviced.
yeah.
That's
Like
right.
That doesn't
unlike it in restaurants here, there's bussers, they're like actual their job is to clean tables.
correct.
That's right. But
Yeah,
not in fast food restaurants around the
correct.
world.
Correct. Now I think it's
So,
the same thing here though. Yeah, now there are some sad to say from my experience, it's most like uh there's specific kind of restaurants where they're fast food. I don't want to get all racial or whatnot. But whoa, Noel, you
uh,
went out.
sorry, I'm clicking around to try to make my other camera work.
Oh my God, get over it.
We're
No, but
listening. I can hear you. Don't worry.
there's other certain restaurants where they just don't. They're considered fast foods, but they just don't. I don't know. They just don't know how to like pick up their stuff, like you said. You know, and
Maybe there's
it's kind
maybe
of
maybe the thing that's going on here in the Philippines is starting to spread there.
Mm,
maybe. I mean,
yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
here
So,
in California, most people can bust their table, but every once in a while, like you said, like in a Jack in the Box or an In and Out, yeah, you'll have people they'll just leave their stuff on
mm,
the table itself, and then the employees who work behind the sales counter, they'll be,
That
I guess,
happens
not
at
forced but
In-N-Out Burger.
obligated, yeah, to clean up after.
like encouraging. Oh, no, 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 sir, no, ma'am. You can just leave your table there. You could just leave your table. You could just leave your tray there, and we'll clean up after you.
In the Philippines, the number of times that I've eaten like in a small, even in a what do you call those carinderias? Am I
Uh,
saying that right?
uh,
Carinderias.
yeah.
So those
Street
small eateries and whatnot.
street eateries. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they actually tell us, just leave your things there, you know?
Oh, the best part about eating in the carinderia, which happened to us the other day. Don't pay. You just pay later when you're done, when you're leaving.
Right. Right.
And
That's the
then
Oh,
exact same thing before. Yeah, that's the exact same. Every time I go, it's the exact same way,
the
and I
best
love it.
part is, Christina and I were having a conversation. We got on the motorcycle and left. And then when we got home, she was like, "Did we pay?" We forgot. We
Oh,
forgot to pay. We rode all the way back, paid, and then when we were on our way back home again for the second time, she was like, "Wait a minute, that's not normally how much we pay. We pay like it's like we paid for three people." So we go back, we ask, we sort of double check itemize because Carinderia, there's no like there's no cash register. There's just someone that writes a little thing on a notebook and tries to do the
right,
math, right?
right, right.
We realized that we paid for the other table also.
Ah, so did they rectify it? Did they give
So
you a refund or what?
they gave us a refund. They gave the money back. We're friends. But the thing was, the other table also just got up and left.
Oh, that sucks. What an asshole. What a
And
bunch of asshole,
I don't know
dude.
if they were doing it on purpose. The bottom line there is that yes, you just stand up, get up, and leave. And then second part is you pay after, not during or before.
Right. Typically, it's you pay after you eat, though, and at
Why?
least in the most carinderias that I
And,
go to.
and ask me why they insist that you pay after, not during
Why?
or before. Because they find out what you're going to pay for based on the empty plates that you have in front of you.
What?
Because
I don't
if
get
you
it.
because if you pay in advance, you might get another order. You might get another extra rice or extra chicken, and you haven't paid for that yet.
Yeah, but how would they know what kind of dish if the plate is completely empty? I'm assuming like a kare kare is gonna cost more than a regular adobo dish.
also
Yeah,
based
of
on the
course.
plate. Like,
You didn't wipe the
I get
plate down. You still have a little bit of residue left over.
Yeah,
And
well,
of
I
course,
mean,
there's honesty also, but and it's too much of a bother for them to count the money while they're putting plates or putting food on other people's plates at the same time. It's
right.
just what they're used to.
You know what I love about carinderia. So, hey Anthony, have you ever been to the Philippines?
um, just once, and
Once.
unfortunately, I don't remember my trip. So,
But
So okay, so
oh, hold on, hold
it's
on,
called.
hold on. Sorry. But both of your parents are Filipinos, right? You're not half half or right?
you're talking to me, right?
Yes, Ant.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, there's a little mix in there, but yeah, born and raised Philippines.
Yeah, nice,
Both your
nice,
parents
nice.
are born and raised in the Philippines, but you're the one that's born
So
there.
No, I was born here.
Right, right.
yeah.
Jay?
So are you familiar with what a carinderia is?
Yes and no, but feel free to extrapolate.
Yeah, so it's like a little hole in the wall place where right at the very entrance is like a counter where all the selections of foods are. And they serve it you basically you order it and then you pay afterwards and they usually charge you per dish, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Am I explaining that right?
Yeah, a better
It's
way to even explain it is before Carinderia, they used to call it Turo Turo. I think it's still called Turo
right.
Turo.
I think it still is.
But
I
Turo
think it still
Turo,
is.
literally Turo Turo is to point point. And you point
Mm,
point because all the dishes are in front of you
in
already and
front
you
of you,
just
right? And
you just point on which one you want.
they came up with a turo turo is because some people don't know what it is or what it's called, so they just point at it.
So
So turo turo,
From Turo Turo, now it's Carinderia, uh,
right?
or it became Carinderia, but now for the socialites like myself, we call it Karens. You want to eat at Karen's today?
Why?
What's
Why
Karen's?
carrots?
Carinderia.
Oh, shut
Got
the
it.
front door, man! Get out of here!
Like it started when I heard a couple of DJs on the radio also Boracay. Hey, are you
Yeah.
guys, it's summer now. Are you guys going to Bora? Bora? What's Bora?
Shut up.
Boracay. And
I've never
nearby
heard that before. Karens.
another tourist spot here near us is like Tagaytay. Guys, are you guys going to tag this weekend? What's tag?
Tag? That they say tag?
Yeah, Tagaytay.
Oh my God. What the hell? What a bunch of bouge, man. Bougie people.
Maybe it's their take on maybe going to New York City. It's like, are you guys going to
Right,
NYC
right.
this week? I don't know, something like
Anyway,
that.
but going back to Karen's, to eat at Karen's. What I love about it is the fact, besides the fact that it's super cheap, I can like order even just a small portions of each and every one, you know? And it's delicious. It's amazing
You
how
can,
delicious it is.
I think what he's saying, Anthony, is that it's you can order half, like
Not even
half,
half, even just like a small container of a half.
yeah, half rice, half order of adobo, like you could,
No, I've never had that. Like meaning half rice, half of the entree or the
yeah,
ulam.
yeah.
Yeah, they'd allow that to me. But I tried one time ordering half rice. They like nearly bit my head off. Like rice? No,
No,
we
you
don't have
can't.
half rice here.
You can, well, in our Karens, you can order half rice. Like yeah, yeah, half rice.
Right, right, right.
You know,
Anyway,
well, I'm laughing in the back of my head because the word Karen is absolutely affiliated with something different here in the States.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
person type,
of
but
course.
there's a style of restaurant here. It's a Japanese style restaurant where like they're like boats that float
Mm,
around a conveyor system around the restaurant, and each
mm.
plate has a designated price point. So, like these
right.
plates are $3 each, these plates are $7 each, and yeah,
Mm,
they'll count the plates at the end of the day to
mm.
ensure that you didn't get over or undercharged.
Does it
So
that
I'm
is that ha- is that considered fine dining in Japan or even where you are? That those boats, that Japanese restaurant with boats.
You
oh, I
you
guess
mean the
that
ones
is.
on the conveyor belts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that's considered like high because
yeah,
we have
I
one
wouldn't
of
say
those
that.
in the mall.
Right.
Mm.
Like there's in the middle of the mall over in where I am, there's literally one of those Japanese eateries where there's a long conveyor belts, like Ant said, with all these different kinds of. It's color coordinated based on price point.
Right.
The
Mm.
plates, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
It
wondering if there's any similarity, with
Uh, the best I could equate the carinderia to is to like a buffet, like a Chinese buffet
okay.
or a Filipino buffet.
Oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah. But or another way is, how there's practically a stigma where when you talk about Chinese takeout, that's like the cheapest, fastest food that you can get.
Right.
Uh,
That's how I would put it. That's how I would sort of put it as.
Ah,
Like most people that eat at or that go to carinderias get takeout, a balot, or to
right,
have it wrapped up and to go home.
right, right.
So it's
This is
basically
actually
homemade food that you get outside and you eat it at home most
well,
of the
that's
time.
exactly what that is. It's literally the home cooking being sold.
Yeah.
Right,
Always 100% Filipino food.
right,
You'll never see Japanese or any kind of exquisite fine dining meals there. It's always home cooked Filipino food cooked
right.
in a large pan for a lot of
Large
people to,
pot.
yeah, for a lot of people to consume, and
Right.
most of the people that consume it take it home or take it back to their office. um, which is how a lot of people here have lunch. Oh, a quick segue before you guys talk about anything else. Remember last week we were sort of making fun of these criminals that got out of jail, and the first thing that they did was run to an IHOP.
Go to IHOP.
And you know how IHOP there is pretty much like a diner, right?
Right, right.
Here, it's also sort of marketed as a diner, like Denny's,
Like a yeah.
which I don't think we have Denny's here, but we do have IHOP here. And if I remember correctly, there's only one in whole of Metro Manila, and it's practically fine dining.
Really?
Yeah, fine, but fine
nice.
dining in a sense that everything is like a really nice couch, really nice door, and really nice interior. Pretty good
But
food,
like breakfast food.
breakfast food, but it ties up to what Anthony was talking about a while ago with the Japanese boats, that
Right.
It's expensive,
Oh, really? IHOP's expensive over there?
very expensive. Yeah,
Wow.
it wouldn't
D-
it wouldn't be fine dining because of inside of the restaurant. There's no candlelight dinner or anything like that. But because of the price, it's like how much is it's like $10 for a pancake, I think. Something like that.
Jesus, that is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But let me take this opportunity to segue real quick. Speaking about fine dining, um, tonight we were actually late and starting. We were about an hour and 20 minutes late starting the recording.
uh,
Um, Noel was late for whatever reason. Uh, I was late because I actually came from a family dinner. And guys, I kid you not. I know gonna sound like I'm gloating here a little bit, but holy fuck. One of the best meals I have ever had in my life. I kid you not.
At IHOP?
No, we had the pleasure of having dinner at Hell's Kitchen.
in New York, nice.
No, 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 no. They just opened the Hell's Kitchen in Washington, D.C.
Oh,
Wait, how
Yeah,
okay.
long was the drive?
40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hell's Kitchen. You familiar with Kitchen, Noel?
The TV show,
Yeah, that's exactly the same way.
same
It's
idea?
set up. It's set up that way.
What do you mean?
Where
Like you have
how
cooks
you watch
shouting
it?
at each other in the background?
I mean, they're not shouting at each other, but
Oh,
um, but the restaurant is set up where you can see the kitchen in plain view, and it's split up. The restaurant is split up in red or blue, the blue side or the red side. You know what I mean?
oh, why?
And
Are the cooks competing at each other? Do they have Gordon Ramsay shouting at them?
no, no, no. It's just because of to keep up with
Like,
the motif of the whole Hell's Kitchen scene. You
like
know,
he's like Gordon Ramsay's like on a Zoom call. It's like, hey, I don't like the way that you're mashing those potatoes.
this restaurant opened in DC about November of last year. I just sent you guys a link too. That they opened in November of last year. Every day since then, I have been checking to see for an open spot, and I've been checking like weeks in advance. I don't know why today, for some reason, I just decided to look and see, and I found one. I got one reservations for tonight. So, wife and the kids go there. I mean, I tried the staples that they keep showing at the show, like the scallops, the short ribs, the tuna tartare, the oh my god, the beef Wellington, the steak that's wrapped into the whatever the hell that he does with that.
Mm.
Oh my god, I kid you not. Best steak I've had in my life.
Hold on. Hold on.
It's
Before we get into the food, I'm curious about the setup of that kitchen. Do you have like guest chefs or competing chefs? What's
no,
going on back door?
it's an operating restaurant. It's
Does
an
the
operating full-blown restaurant. It's just set up the exact same way. The kitchen is set up the exact
mm,
same way as if you're watching the
mm,
show.
mm.
There's the blue side, and
Mm.
then there's the blue side and the right side and the red side, you know?
What's the difference between the blue and the red side aside from the
Nothing.
color?
I mean, that's basically it. But during the show, it's as the blue as the male team and the red as the
Yeah.
female team, you know?
Yeah. No, but they serve the same food on both sides. That's what I mean.
Well, the
Or do you
red
have
side,
like Republicans sitting on the other side and then Democrats sitting on the
the Republican side serves the appetizers.
Okay.
Red side serves the appetizers.
Yeah.
The entree is being served by the Democrats, you know. So needless to say,
You have to
the
move
entree is a little
tables.
bit more expressions expensive. What?
You have to move tables in between your meal.
No, no, no. They split the dining room up, either red side or blue side. But you don't have to actually order from specific menus. It's one whole menu. It's just being prepared by each side. And you're
Mm,
just they do yell at each other here and there in regards to their orders when they're calling out their orders.
mm, mm, mm,
You know what I mean?
mm.
But
So
we
it blew your hair out again?
I'm the very, very, very few hair that I had left in the back of my head off off the table, off the head. I mean, I tried that beef Wellington. Oh my God. I mean, the whole thing. You take a slice of that meat, that
Mm,
steak, and you take that bite of that, melts in your mouth. Melts in your mouth. And whatever the hell they put in that goddamn potato puree, the little thing that they put at the bottom of it.
mm.
Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And the scallops, oh, they pan-seared that bad boy with some puree and whatever that red wine demi sauce that they put. I don't even know what the hell that is.
You know what you sound
But
like right now? Meg
was
Ryan and Harry Met Sally.
oh God. I'm telling you, man, I just came in my pants. It's not even funny.
And here I am. I'm that lady on the next table saying, I
That's
want to
like
have what he's
I want
having.
but it was so we felt a little bit underdressed because we were walking around DC the entire afternoon, just trying to see the cherry blossoms.
How are the
Um,
other customers? Were they all dressed up for?
the majority of the time they were dressed up, but we're like walking in jeans, jacket, regular, whatever. So we felt a little bit underdressed, but we didn't care because we wanted the food. We were not going to drive 15 minutes home and then another 15 minutes back just to, it was ridiculous.
Can I ask
Um,
how much the
yeah,
bill was at the end? Oh, wait, hold on. How many were you for dinner?
technically three because the baby obviously just had, well, she ate, but she had a holy shit, too, that macaroni and cheese. It's a simple macaroni and cheese.
Uh,
It's cooked in a tiny little skillet.
uh.
Oh, unbelievable. I wanted to grind that thing, put it in a cup, and drink it with a straw. It was so good.
What's the next what's the competing restaurant to that? I mean, does it compare to anything that you've eaten before, or is it on a level on
See,
its own?
it's on a level on its own. I mean, there's a restaurant here that's called the Palms, and
Okay.
it's in the DC metropolitan area, Northern Virginia.
Mm,
It's a seafood steakhouse. It's called the Palms,
mm,
and they're freaking delicious. They're amazing, high quality food, fine dining to the max. It doesn't even compare to the flavor, the palate that it's like a circus in your mouth. What Hell's Kitchen does for you, it's
mm,
crazy. So for
mm.
for appetizers, you start off with tuna tartare and some scallops, right? This is just raw goddamn tuna with some oil and soy or whatever, with some yam chips, homemade deep fried purple yam chips.
Mm.
You know what I
I,
mean?
I can't help but wonder when you eat fine dining. I'm sure maybe it's different in every experience, but in this particular one that you had, you get to choose the menu that you eat, or does
Yeah.
the chef tell you what you're going to eat tonight?
Oh well, yeah. You get there's a menu, but you can pick whatever you want.
Okay.
It's not like a fixed menu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And
it
then
was
for
your
dinner,
choice to have those. Yeah.
for appetizers, we had that, and
Mm,
then for the entree, we had the short rib over some kind of seafood pate, the beef Wellington, and then crispy salmon.
mm.
All amazing to its own. I kid you not. And the bill, as happy as I was eating that food, and I mean, it was like a bucket list, once in a lifetime type of thing, probably for me.
Mm.
I almost cried when I got the bill.
So before you tell us the exact amount, Anthony, this dinner is happening. This dinner is happening even if Jason texted me 1 or 2 days before telling me, hey, don't forget, we got a podcast on Sunday, 8 o'clock in the morning for the Philippines and 8 o'clock in the evening for us here, uh, uh, Eastern time, knowing that you're going to have this dinner with your family.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know to begin with because it happened just today.
All the schedules, the opening for
Correct.
for the table.
Yeah, it was like literally a last minute thing.
So
Before we were about to leave DC after walking around watching
ah,
the cherry blossoms, and while I was sitting in the car waiting to leave,
it
let me
opened up.
check real quick.
It
No,
opened
let me
up.
check real quick since we're already here, So, and I
So
got lucky.
So I know this is Jason in his car. I know that my friend is going to be waiting for me at 8 o'clock. But this is the once in a lifetime this table opens up for me and my family. So I'm gonna make my friend wait.
I told you I had a time. First of all, you're giving me shit about being late for a recording when you're always late on the recording. What the hell? Cut me so slack, bro.
That's like a little, I'm just setting you up before you tell us how much you paid.
I'm gonna give you two guesses. You guys get two guesses each, and whatever. Go ahead. Give me a wild guess.
Hold up.
And this was how many people? How many people were eating?
Three.
Three people. Let's just say three people.
Hold on, let me get my calculator out. I need to convert pesos. I'm not thinking in terms of dollars
And
anymore.
again, beef Wellington, crispy salmon.
Beef Wellington, crispy salmon, short rib. We also had a glass of wine. And then for appetizers, we had the scallops and the tuna tartare.
Sounds complicated.
And then on top of that, I had a beer. On top of that, I had a beer, and my wife had wine.
San Miguel.
Let's class it up a little bit. Give me a red horse.
I'd bet on 500.
No.
Definitely more. If anything, it should have been about 750 to 1,000 per person. So
Per
Per
person?
person? No, that's crazy. Per person?
really, okay. Well, I mean, I went to food sampling places where my bill alone was 600, but I was thinking maybe 600 to 700 per person. So maybe
No,
you
no,
spent like 2,100.
no. That's about too. That's too drastic.
You know what that
tasting
means?
is that?
You know what that means to us, Jason? We need to open up our own business, like our
Yeah.
own gym. Like I'll open a yoga.
When you open a gym and serve steaks in the back. Serve some barbecue in the back. Screw the
1.5.
gym. Huh?
1,500.
No. You guys are going way too much here. It wasn't that bad, I guess. Then it's about $400.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, for three people, that's not too bad.
For three people, especially a restaurant that tier. That's pretty good.
That's actually good. I'm
That's
actually
pretty
thinking
good.
to myself, like, well, you guys are like saying, like, what the hell? $600 for a tasting by yourself?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my wife's bill was about 600, almost 600 as well. It was almost
So
like a 30 to $50 mini plates, and we had a lot of plates.
Where was that?
Jesus Christ, where is this?
Is that the
It was
Japanese plate with the boats?
No, it was someplace in San Francisco. It was maybe our second year dating, and obviously we weren't married at the time,
you had
but-
to impress her.
Yeah, of course. I'm
Was it
pretty
a-
sure she was trying to impress me. So we absolutely ate more than we needed to. And
Was it at Lingnam?
yeah, we had the rats that were under the counter. No,
Yeah.
I unfortunately don't remember the name of it, but yeah,
That
each
is
mini
cr-
plate was about $30 to $50 per, and we ate everything on the menu. We sampled it all. Multiple
Wow.
samples.
What was it again? Did you say $2,000 for a dinner?
No, it was about 600 for me and 600 for her.
So it's about 1,200, well, plus
Yeah.
tips, about what,
It
$1,400
was
more or
about
less?
$1,300 day. Yeah. I mean, the most expensive steak I've ever had in my life was, I think it was $360.
Wow.
Yeah,
was-
I've had the same.
Yeah, it was at a place called Alexander's here in San Francisco, and it was a Wagyu beef 4-ounce steak. So it was it was like almost.
I had a 6-ounce Wagyu beef steak, and that was like about $375.
Yeah, it's about $80 to $100 an ounce. It's crazy, but
That's crazy, huh?
The
That's the
first
good
time that I
stuff.
was able to take or to try Wagyu was in a and I've been meaning to ask you guys this. I keep forgetting to ask. Do you guys have is Korean food big in wherever you guys are?
Yeah.
When I
Oh,
say,
serious.
when I
Heck
say
yeah.
not just Korean, but like these barbecue joints, right?
Yeah. The
Oh, yeah.
bulgogi that's being, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the cooking in front of you.
Yeah. They've taken the
Huge.
world by storm, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Th-
Yeah. Wait, this is a public podcast, right?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Korean food is absolutely, back in the '90s, maybe the late '80s. It was all about Japanese and
Right.
Chinese cultural foods. Oh no, Korea has absolutely hit the U.S. by storm.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, there's
It
this place here called Honey Pig that it's one of those Korean open all night type of place, and it's busy enough as it is, but on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays at like 2, 3 in the morning, it is packed. I mean, people go there after the clubs or after the bar,
mm,
and they just pack that place up. And the next thing you know, they roll out a freaking karaoke machine that you don't even understand because it's in goddamn Korean.
and
It's a
then
good time.
in the middle of it you see Noel eating Wagyu beef. That's the first time that I got to try it. I was like, this is it? Wow, melts in your mouth.
Yeah, it is. But in a Korean restaurant, that's where you had it at like a place like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It
How
came
much?
with the set. Uh
It came with. Oh, it's like one of those like a family platters.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How much would that be in dollars? It's not the same comparison, but it's like 10, $12 for the whole meal. For per person.
That's
It's
not
no
bad.
it's no comparison. I mean, is
That's
that
like
how
what,
much it
500
is?
pesos
Yeah, yeah. Is that about how much it is for you guys?
for the Korean place?
Yeah.
I
Uh,
don't know how much it is in San Francisco. How much is in San Francisco, Ants?
I mean, if it's oh geez, it's maybe yeah, it's really hard to say. I've seen varying prices here,
Mm,
Right.
but if it's just like two people and you're getting maybe three or four, five different styles, sides of beef, types of
mm,
beef,
Right.
two
mm,
vegetables, and the traditional sides.
mm.
Maybe 120.
120?
Per
Yeah.
person?
No, together. Again, if it was two people. So about maybe 30 to 50 per person.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Not too bad.
about now if you're talking about like the
Mm,
family servings here or the family style, it's about the same thing here. It's about $30, $40 per person.
Yeah.
Otherwise, each entree is like what, $18, $20, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But you can rack up a pretty good penny just for like for my family when we go to the Korean restaurant that those kind of places. Um we I typically spend about $120 for the four of us. So that's actually cheap in comparison to where Ants is, but in comparison to where you are, well, that's pretty.
Going back to your $400 dinner experience, though, how did it
I
feel
mean, it's Hell's
afterwards?
Kitchen though. It's
Yeah,
Hell's
yeah,
Kitchen.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it was an experience worth.
It was. I'm a huge fan of the show. To be honest with you, I've seen all
Yeah.
seasons, all episode multiple times. I
Mm,
watch it all the time.
mm,
When I'm cooking, most of the time I have some kind of Gordon Ramsay show on.
mm,
It doesn't matter what it is. It could be Hell's Kitchen or Kitchen Nightmares
mm,
or Encore around the world travel thing that he does. It doesn't matter because I like the way he cooks his food, his style on it and whatnot. But eating at a place like that, it's not once in a lifetime experience for me, but it's something that we wouldn't do all the time because to us $400 is pretty expensive.
Oh, $400 is expensive anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There,
mm.
it's definitely something that we're not gonna do again. I mean, we
So,
will eventually, but not anytime soon. I mean, for crying out loud, that's a fucking car payment right there. You know?
Jay, if
Yeah.
ever you move back to the Philippines, which I know you've been dreaming about, please like do whatever kind of eatery you want, just not like an IHOP or a Denny's or anything like that, huh?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm more excited about eating at the Karen's around the neighborhood. I don't
Mm.
know what it is. It's street food. It's home cooking street food, but I love it. I don't know why. It's just amazing. So as we keep mentioning this IHOP thing, because yesterday or at the last recording, we were actually talking about these two prisoners in a Virginia um
Local
prison.
jail.